Hello everyone, welcome to the Needle Magic. Today we'll be making these cute little flower pots. I hope you like the tutorial. So let's begin. So for this project, I'll be using yarn. I'm using 3 colors, one for the flower pot, one for the soil and one for the flower. Then we'll be needing some polyfill, these kind of floss strips. These are also known as brush wires, or you can even use metal wires. Then a tapestry needle, crochet hook, scissors. So let's get started. So we are starting with the flower pot. So we'll start by making a magic circle first. So सबसे पहले हम एक magic circle बनाएंगे. So I'm just going to wrap the yarn around my finger and I'll go under the first loop and pull up the second loop. Slide it off your finger and chain 1 to secure. Now I need to make 6 single crochet stitches in the magic circle. So we'll go in the magic circle, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your needle, yarn over and pull through both of them. So here we have made a single crochet stitch. Then we'll make 5 more. Go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Second single crochet stitch. This is the third single crochet stitch. 4, 5 and 6. Now just tighten the magic circle and we'll go on to the first single crochet stitch that we made and we will join with the slip stitch. So here we have completed our round number 1. तो पहले round में हमने magic circle में 6 single crochet stitches किए. Now let's start with the round number 2. Chain 1. And this doesn't count as a stitch. Now in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, we will go in and make 2 single crochet stitches. So we are doing an increase in the stitch. So we'll go in, दूसरी same stitch में जाएंगे, pull up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your needle, yarn over and pull through both of them. So we have done 1 single crochet stitch. We'll go again in the same stitch and do another single crochet stitch. So here we have done 2 single crochet stitches. Now it's always better to mark your first stitch so that when you complete your round, you know where you have to slip stitch. So on the first single crochet stitch of this round, I'm just adding a piece of yarn. You can even add a stitch marker to make sure that this is your first stitch and you have to join to this stitch when you complete your round. Now to the next stitch, again we'll do an increase. So we'll place 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, 1 and 2. 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, 1 and 2. 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, 1 and 2. 2 in the next, 1 and 2. 2 in the next, 1 and 2. So this is the slip stitch of the previous round, so don't get confused thinking it's a stitch. It's the slip stitch, so we are not going to work in that. You must have a total of 12 single crochet stitches once you complete the round. So we'll just count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So now we'll go on to the first stitch of this round where we place the stitch marker. So slide it off first, go in and join it with a slip stitch. So here we have completed our round number 2. Now let's start with our round number 3. Chain 1 and in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, we will go in and place a single crochet stitch. So go in, make a single crochet stitch, and better to add the stitch marker to this stitch because once we complete the round, we know that we have to join to this stitch. तो हमेशा जब भी आपका पहला स्टिच हो राउंड का, उसमें स्टिच मार्कर लगाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So we have done a single crochet stitch in the first stitch. Now we'll go into the next stitch and do an increase. So we will make 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, 1 and 2. So here we have 2 in one stitch. Now in the next stitch again we'll place 1 single crochet stitch. In the next we'll work 2 single crochet stitches. So we are doing an increase in every second stitch. हर दूसरी stitch में हम increase कर रहे हैं. Now in the next again we'll work 1 single crochet stitch, and in the next 2. 1 and 2. Then again in the next we'll work 1 single crochet stitch, and in the next 2. 1 and 2. And by the end of this round you must have a total of 18 single crochet stitches. 2. 1 and 2. Then in the next again 1 single crochet stitch, and in the last stitch 2. 1 and 2. And this is the slip stitch of the previous round, so we are not going to work in the slip stitch. So you can just count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 and 18. So just remove your stitch marker, go into the stitch and do a slip stitch. Then chain 1, and we'll start with the next round, round number 4. So in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, we'll go in, work a single crochet stitch, add our stitch marker, so 1 in the first stitch, 1 single crochet stitch in the first stitch, 1 single crochet stitch into the next stitch, and 2 single crochet stitches in the next. So here in this round we are doing an increase in every third stitch. तो हर तीसरी stitch में हम increase कर रहे हैं, 2 single crochet stitches बना रहे हैं. Then again in the next 1 single crochet stitch, 1 single crochet stitch into the next stitch, 2 single crochet stitches in the next. So 1 and the second one in the same stitch. Then again 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 and 2. Then again 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in the next, 1 and 2. And by the end of this round we'll have a total of 24 single crochet stitches. तो इस round के end में आपके पास 24 single crochet stitches होंगी. Then again 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, which is our last stitch. And then we'll remove the stitch marker, go into the stitch and slip stitch to join. So this completes our round number 4. Now let's begin with our round number 5. Chain 1, 1 single crochet stitch in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch. We'll add our stitch marker, and in this round we need to do 1 single crochet stitch in each of the following stitches. So no increase in this round, and we need to work only in the back loops. So I'll just take this out, and we'll be going only in the back loops. So we'll go in the back loop, make a single crochet stitch, and now I'll be adding the stitch marker. So here, if you're not familiar with the front loop and back loop, this is how the stitches are. These are small V's. So one side is this one and one is the other side. So the side which is facing you is the front loop, and the side of the V that is facing the other side is the back loop. So now we are working only in the back loops. So we'll go in the back loop, the other side of the V which is facing the other side, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So here we have done a single crochet stitch in the back loop. We just need to do one single crochet stitch in each of the following stitches, and by the end of this round we'll have a total of 24 single crochet stitches. Because we are not doing any increase, we have to just keep doing one single crochet stitch in each of the following stitches. So I'll complete the round and then meet you back here and show you what to do next. So here I've completed the round, and make sure that you're not working in the slip stitches that we are doing. because sometimes we consider it as a stitch and we start working in the slip stitches. So now I've completed 24 stitches. I'll just remove the stitch marker and slip stitch to join, and now I'm going into both the loops of the stitch. So here we have done only one round in the back loops. Now we need to continue for round 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. We need to repeat this row. So just chain 1, go into the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, pull up a loop, 1 single crochet stitch. We'll just add the stitch marker, and we need to do 1 single crochet stitch in each of the following stitches for the next 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So for the next 5 rounds we need to just keep doing 1 single crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. And now we are working in both the loops, so we just needed to work in the back loop for 1 round, and now for the next 5 rounds we'll be working in both the loops, and we'll be doing 1 single crochet stitch in each of the following stitches and then joining it with the slip stitch to the first stitch of every round. तो इसी तरीके से आप इसको कंप्लीट कीजिए. हर एक स्टिच में एक एक सिंगल क्रोशे स्टिच आपने करना है और लास्ट में फर्स्ट वाली स्टिच से स्लिप स्टिच करके ज्वाइन कर लेना है. So for the next 5 rounds you have to complete doing this pattern, and then I'll complete this and then I'll show you what to do next. तो मैं ये complete करके 5 rounds फिर आपको दिखाती हूँ आगे क्या करना है. So here I have completed doing 5 rounds of 1 single crochet stitch in each of the following stitches, and now we are on the 11th round, and for the 11th round we need to work only in the front loops. So on the 5th round we worked only in the back loops, so here we have the front loops remaining, but here we'll be working in the front loops. तो इधर हम सिर्फ front loops में work करेंगे. So chain 1, go in the front loop. So here we have the V's, one side facing the other side and one side facing you. So the side that is facing you is the front loop, and the side that is on the opposite side, it is the back loop. So here we'll be working only in the front loops. So we'll be going in the front loop and making a single crochet stitch, go in the next stitch in the front loop, make another single crochet stitch. So on the first single crochet stitch we'll be adding the stitch marker, and then we'll be just doing 1 single crochet stitch in each of the following stitches, but only in the front loops. So I'll complete this round and then show you what to do next. तो इस राउंड के लिए हमने सिर्फ एक एक सिंगल क्रोशे स्टिच करते जाना है फ्रंट लूप्स में. So the round is completed. Now we'll just remove the stitch marker and we'll not slip stitch here. Instead we'll cut the yarn and just pull it through, and then take a tapestry needle and then we'll go under the first stitch like this, and then go through the last stitch from the middle and we'll go at the back. So this will create a stitch and will give a neat look this way. Then we'll just go in a couple of stitches so that it's secured enough and doesn't open. And then cut the extra piece. So the flower pot is ready. Now let's make the soil, and for the soil it's very easy. we have to just repeat the same steps that we did for the flower pot. So we have to just do 4 rounds that we did for the bottom, and that will be our soil. So let's start with the soil. So I've taken a darker brown color for this. So let's make a magic circle. So I'm just wrapping the yarn on my index finger, as you can see. So here you can see we have 2 loops. So we'll just go under the first loop and pull the second loop, and then slide it off your fingers and chain 1 to secure. And now we'll make 6 single crochet stitches in the magic circle like we did earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then tighten the magic circle, and I'll be joining it with a slip stitch on the first stitch that we made. तो जो पहला सिंगल क्रोशा था उससे स्लिप स्टिच करके इसे ज्वाइन कर लेंगे. Now we'll start with the next round. Chain 1, and we have to make 2 single crochet stitches in each of the following stitches. So go into the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, 1 single crochet stitch, and the second one in the same stitch, 2, then 2 in the next, 1, 2, 2 in the next, 1, 2, 2 in the next, 1, 2, 2 in the next, 1, 2 and 2 in the last stitch. So we'll have a total of 12 single crochet stitches by the end of this round. So we'll just count and check first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So go into the first single crochet stitch that you made and join with the slip stitch. Then chain 1, 1 single crochet stitch into the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch. So we are doing an increase in every second stitch. Then 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 and 2. Then again 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 and 2. Then again 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 and 2. So by the end of this round we'll have a total of 18 single crochet stitches. 1 and 2, 1 in the next and 2 in the last, 1 and 2, and then slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch of this round and join. Then chain 1, 1 single crochet stitch in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, 1 single crochet stitch into the next stitch and 2 in the next. So we are doing an increase in every third stitch. Then again 1 in the next, 1 in the next and 2 in the next, 1 and 2. Then again 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 and 2. By the end of this round we'll have a total of 24 single crochet stitches. It's a repeat pattern of the flower pot that we made, the starting 4 rounds. It's exactly the same thing, it's the exact same pattern. Then again 1 in the next, 1 in the next and 2 in the last stitch, 1 and 2. Then slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch that you made and chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a long tail because this will be used to attach the soil to the flower pot. So I'm leaving a long tail and then fastening off. And here the magic circle that we made in the center, we don't need it to be very tight because we need to add the flower from the top, so we need a little bit of room for the flower to go in. So I've not weaved in the end, so that it's a little loose. Now we'll take the flower pot, we'll add in some polyfill, don't stuff it too much, just a little polyfill, because we need some space for the stem to go in. And then we have to just place our soil on top. And remember, we did the last round with only front loops, because we'll be attaching the soil with the help of the back loops that are left. तो ये जो back loops हमारी बच गई हैं, हम इन back loops के साथ इसे attach करेंगे. So you can even attach half of the soil and then add the polyfill and then attach it completely, or you can put the polyfill and then attach it. It's totally up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just removing a little bit of polyfill first, and I'll take a tapestry needle. So with the help of tapestry needle, I'll be attaching both the pieces together. So we have to just, we'll go in the back loops, and then through the stitch. So now again through the stitch like this, then from top to bottom we are going into the back loop of the flower pot, and then through the stitch of the soil, then again back loop of the flower pot, and then the stitch of the soil. Back loop of the flower pot, stitch of the soil. So this is the way we have to just attach the soil to the flower pot. And when I'm halfway done, I'll add the rest of the polyfill again in the next back loop, the next stitch, I'm almost done. So now is the time. I'll add my rest of the polyfill that is left. जो बचा हुआ मेरा polyfill है, मैं उसको भी ऐड कर दूंगी अंदर ही. And then close it completely. It's a very, very cute project. I hope you all will like it. तो इसी तरीके से इसे हम completely close कर देंगे. Just last few stitches are left. So this was the reason we worked only in the front loop, so that we'll be left with our back loops to join these two pieces together. So this is done. Now I'll just go in from one end and come out through the other, so that it's secure enough. And then just go in from the same side and come out through the other and cut the extra yarn. So this is how our flower pot is looking. Now let's begin making our flower. The flower start karte hain. So we'll start by making a magic circle first. So let's make our magic ring. We'll take the yarn, wrap it on our index finger twice like this, and the yarn tail is towards you, and we have to just go under the first loop and grab the second loop, pull it through, pull it off your fingers, chain 1 to secure. So here we have our magic ring ready. Now we have to work 12 single crochet stitches in the magic circle. So we'll go in the magic circle, pull up a loop, you'll have 2 loops on your needle, yarn over and pull through both of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So here we have 12 single crochet stitches in the magic circle. Now we'll go into the first single crochet stitch that we made and we will slip stitch to join. And I'll just pull the yarn tail to tighten the magic circle. Now chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we need to make bobble stitches for this. So we'll yarn over, go in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, and we'll pull up a long loop, yarn over and pull through only 2 loops. Then again yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over and pull through only 2 loops. Then again go yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over and pull through only 2 loops. Then yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 loops on our needle. Yarn over and pull through all of them carefully, chain 1 to secure. Then chain 3, 1, 2 and 3 and slip stitch in the same stitch. So we'll go in the same stitch and we'll do a slip stitch. And then just push the petal forward, and here we have 1 puff ready. Then chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over, go in the same stitch. No, we have to slip stitch in the next stitch, I'm so sorry. Slip stitch in the next stitch, and from here we'll start our next puff. So chain 3, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Then yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over and pull through all the loops, chain 1 to secure, chain 3 and slip stitch in the same stitch. So basically we are making puff stitches using 2 stitches, and this is how the puff looks. So we have made 2 petals. Now we'll slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, go in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch again, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops that are on your needle and chain 1 to secure. Now chain 3 and slip stitch in the same stitch. Slip stitch in the next stitch, and just push the petal forward, chain 3. So we have to repeat this pattern for the petals. 1, 2, 3, and now in the next stitch 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over, pull through all, chain 1 to secure, chain 3, slip stitch in the same stitch, slip stitch to the next stitch, and push the petal forward. It's important to push the petal forward so that you have that bobble effect. Then again chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3. Now we have to go into the next stitch, 1, 2, 3. Yarn over and pull through all the loops, chain 1 to secure, chain 3, and slip stitch in the same stitch, slip stitch onto the next stitch, and push the petal forward. Now we need to make our last petal, chain 3, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in the same stitch, pull up a long loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all the loops, chain 1 to secure, chain 3, and slip stitch in the same stitch first, and then slip stitch to the next stitch, push the petal forward, and chain 1 and fasten off. So the flower is ready. We only need to make the center part of the flower. So here I'll just tie a couple of knots and then cut the extra yarn. So the flower is ready. Let's make the center portion of the flower. So we'll make a slip knot first. Chain 1 and pull a long loop. Then yarn over, go in the chain, pull up another long loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go in the chain, pull up another long loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go in the chain, pull up another long loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go in the chain, pull up another long loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go in the chain, pull up another long loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So here we have done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 loops on our needle. So we'll yarn over and pull through all of them and chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a little long tail. Not much. So this is done. The center portion of the flower is done. We need to attach it to the flower. And as we do that, we'll attach our stem to the flower too. So what we'll do is, first we'll put our needle from the back side of the flower to any of the stitches and pull one of the loops, and then we'll take our needle from the other side, from back side of the flower, and pull the other loop. So we have both the loops on two different sides, different opposite sides, okay, like this. So the flower is ready. Now we'll attach our stem to this. So just fold it. I'm folding it into half because I need the size of the stem. And then we'll tie a knot, placing the stem to the flower like this. And we'll tie a couple of knots tightly so that it's secured and doesn't move and doesn't come out. Okay, and then we can just cut the extra portion of the yarn. So our flower is ready. Just need to adjust it. Sorry. Oh my god. Then we'll just twist it so that it's sturdy enough. And then we can just attach it to our flower pot. You can just push it in. And this is how it's looking. It's looking so cute. And we can also add a leaf to the bottom. I'll push it even more further. So this is how it's looking. And now if you want, I can also show you how to make the leaf. You can even leave it as it is, or you can even add the leaf. For the leaf, we'll begin with the slip knot. तो लीफ के लिए पहले हमें स्लिप नॉट बनाना है. And now we'll chain 8. तो 8 chains बनाएंगे. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now go into the second chain from the hook and we'll make a slip stitch. तो second chain में जाके slip stitch करेंगे. 1 single crochet stitch into the next chain, 1 half double crochet stitch into the next chain. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the 3, 1 double crochet stitch into the next chain, yarn over, go into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 1 double crochet stitch into the next chain, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 1 half double crochet stitch into the next, 1 single crochet stitch into the last chain. Now we need to work on the other side of the foundation chain, so we'll just rotate it a bit. So 1 single crochet stitch into the same chain where we worked our last single crochet stitch, 1 half double crochet stitch into the next, 1 double crochet stitch into the next, 1 double crochet stitch into the next, 1 half double crochet stitch into the next, 1 single crochet stitch into the next, and slip stitch into the last. Then chain 1 and fasten off. So I'm leaving a long tail so that I'll use this to attach it to the flower. So the leaf is ready. Now we'll take a tapestry needle and from the back side of the work I'll go to the bottom. I'll go to the bottom of the leaf. And the other end, which is the smaller end, I'll just weave in a couple of stitches to secure it. And then I'll cut the extra piece. And now we need to attach this to the flower. So it needs to be like this. So what I like to do is I'll just go in the soil portion like this and then put the needle out like this. And then go from the back and come out. Then go through the leaf and repeat the same. So we'll go in the soil, come out, and from here we'll go in from the back side, then we'll go through the leaf, and one last time go in the soil and come out. So this is how the leaf is attached. So now to secure this, I'll just go in and come out from the other side, and then again go in, come out from the other side, and cut the extra piece. So you can just push it in the green color, and this is how it's looking. You can just press it and make it all right like this, and this is how it's looking. I hope you liked the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Keep crocheting, be happy, stay safe. Bye bye.